check. Wow, there's people. Welcome, everyone. This is all brand new for me. So just give me a moment to get set up here. Never used this interface before. So am I coming through? Somebody let me know if I'm coming through. Cool. Oh, hey, I see some familiar names up there. Right on, man. Loud and clear. Fantastic. I feel like I'm back in my flying lessons. Well, I'm just going to give a second here. Wait a little bit for a couple more people. If anybody shows up, I'm so happy there's people here. I didn't think this would work. So thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join me. Okay, this seems pretty intuitive. And I can share my screen too. That is fantastic. I'm going to try that really quick. Just make sure that's working as well. Okay, maybe not. Part of the problem I'm having, bear with me, is that I don't use Chrome, and it's telling I had to use Chrome for this to work. It doesn't support Safari, so I'm just struggling a little bit. So we got Edgar, we got Luke. Oh, Luke, right? Sedona, right? Yeah, you sent me some cool links for places to explore down in Sedona. Yes, NAU grad. That's right. Cool. Well, there's a couple. I think this is telling me there's 3 people. So, all right. Well, I have no idea how this saves. I think once it's done, it just gets posted as a video. So first thing I want to do is to try this to see if it works, and it's working. As you can see, we're in the garage. There's the old girl behind us. I have some things coming down the pike that I wanted to talk about, and I was just going to make a video, but part of the reason I wanted to test out the live stream is because I can imagine on one of these projects that I want to do that there will be a component of live streaming if it works. I'd always told myself I wasn't going to do a live stream until I had at least 10,000 subscribers, and I think I have 8,000, but hey, whatever. I'm curious if any of my students are here. I always wonder if my students watch my channel. Come on, if you're here, let me know. Anyway, so yes, I will try my best to watch the stream or the chat if you've got questions for me. But I'm just going to jump right in. I don't want this to just drag off and be me droning along. So the 2 big things that I wanted to announce on the channel is, first of all, sabbatical was approved. So this is a big deal for me and my family here. The plan for the coming year is that we are going to move to Seattle for the year. A lot of balls in the air right now. A lot of things we got to sort out with the house and where we're going. And we had quite a rough start to the year with some family stuff. And so we've got a pretty busy summer dealing with some family things. But yeah, that's the big exciting news. I'm going to be in the Pacific Northwest working at University of Washington, but also just not teaching and spending a lot of time on new adventures. And I know there's several people up in the Pacific Northwest that I follow that have some cool trails up there. And so I've been to Seattle many times. I drove to Alaska one time and spent all sorts of time in the Pacific Northwest. And I'm just excited. I mean, obviously I thru hiked the Pacific Crest Trail, so I know all through central Washington and the North Cascades. And I'm just really stoked to explore some new areas. I've never been to the Olympics, like the Olympic ranges. I've never been to Vancouver Island up in Canada. I've just not spent a lot of time really exploring all the nooks and crannies. So that's the big thing. There's going to be a lot of new stuff coming next year, assuming everything goes off smoothly and we can rent our house and everything. I'm gonna, once things sort of settle down, September, October, I plan to really start exploring some new places up in Washington. So, and probably Oregon and Idaho and all over that area. So that's the first big bit of good news. I'm seeing some, what do I teach? Yeah, so I direct a graduate program here at NEU that's focused out, it's out of the, I usually just say geoscience department. I mean, it's technically called the School of Earth and Sustainability. So I work mostly with grad students, but I do interact with undergrads from time to time as well on like smaller research projects and things like that. And what I'm going to be working on in Washington is actually totally different. It's like ice core stuff, so completely random, not related to what I do at NEU. But I don't really talk about that on the channel all that much. Cool. So that's the first bit of the good news. If any of you in the Pacific Northwest have suggestions, I'm already starting to take notes of where I want to explore. I think, yeah, I think there's a lot of cool stuff to do. I'll have to get used to the rain. We don't get a lot of rain in Flagstaff, so that'll be the first big thing. And the second thing is I've been getting antsy. I've been getting sort of restless. If you've watched this channel long enough, you know that, you know, I've done a bunch of through hikes, long distance projects of some kind. I've spent a lot of time in the field. I've just done a lot of stuff. That's taken a long time, and I need that type of adventure to kind of reset myself. And I've noticed over the last couple of years that I've been kind of feeling that angst again, like I need to get out on a bigger project. And so the project that I'm thinking of doing is I want to do a full tour of the country. A ride around the 48, I'm calling it. I'm going to do a full-on tour of the United States. I don't know what it's going to look like yet. I don't know if I'm actually going to visit all 48 states. I don't know how much of it will be on-road versus off-road, but I'm dedicating like a solid chunk of time to this, at least a month. So it's going to be camping. It's going to be just exploring lots of little places in this country I've never been. I love doing that kind of thing, finding places, driving through random parts of rural Missouri or wherever that I've never seen before. So yeah, it's kind of funny. I asked ChatGPT to make me a poster. Said, I'm going to ride around the country next year. Make me a poster of what it would look like. And I don't know if I can't share my screen right now, but this is what it made. It's so classic. Rats 48. And it made a little mouse. I just think that's funny for rat. Anyway, so that's the other big plan. Ride around the 48. Rats 48 is what I'm calling it. And I really geek out with the planning and the logistics. Like I love all the number crunching and figure out how many miles I want to do each day and where I want to stop and what little things along the way I want to see. And I've already spent so much time I should not have been spending on this, just like planning out routes and figuring out where to go. And I know that there's like formal rides. I think the Iron Butt Association has some sort of formal ride around the 48 or ride the outer loop, or I forget what they call it, but there's a thing where you like ride around the country or you ride through every state in under like 12 days or something. I don't know if I want to go that fast, but I definitely want to do it. And I'm getting excited. So that's the big project. As far as when, ideally I would have wanted to do it this summer, but I think with everything going on, it's going to have to wait probably until next year. So that means I'm going to have to like be anxious for a year wanting to do this. But in the meantime, I've got my summer trip. I'm still doing my summer trip up to Utah. So I've got a 7-day trip where I'm going to go up through the Great Basin National Park in Utah. I'm going to go up through, I talked about this in one of my videos. There's some mountains in like northeastern Nevada, which are amazing. And then I'm going to come across and play around in the Bonneville Flats for a while. I'm going to go over to hike Kings Peak, and then if time permits, come back down through Colorado to retag Crestone. So that'll be a really fun trip. I'm going to incorporate more camping, I think, this year. I'm going to take the Ibex with the new gearing. So hopefully I'll get to really see how that works out. And so that's what's on the schedule for this summer. One more thing I'll say, and then I'll shut up and I'll look at the comments and see if you guys have any questions or just want to talk about random stuff. is as part of this Rats 48 thing, I decided I need to do a lot of sort of training rides. Now I've done an iron butt. You all know that if you've seen that video. But when I talked to my spouse about it, I asked her, I was like, you know, what do you think about this? Do you think I'm crazy? And she's like, well, I always think you're crazy, but sure. So the agreement was that I needed to do some training rides, like training rides. So that's where this weekend comes in. This weekend, part of the reason I wanted to do this 500-mile half iron butt is to really start getting used to sort of long days in the saddle. And so that's what I'm doing this weekend. And interesting story. This is this little story I'll tell you. So there's a picture hanging in my building on campus that some random geologist took that I've always been fascinated by. It's a really pretty place. I'm going to show you a picture of it right now. It's going to be really hard to see through the camera, but it's this like rock fin, this really cool geologic formation that sticks out. It kind of looks like the hogback. It's sort of got that shape. The problem is that the inscription on the bottom, you can't read it. It just says rock ridge near, like I couldn't figure out where. So I spent like days trying to figure out where this place was. Turns out it's right next to Shiprock, New Mexico, which is up by Four Corners. And so the plan for this weekend is I am going to go to this spot, which is exactly 250 miles away, get that exact same photo, and then turn around and come back and make it a loop. And so that'll be 500 miles, plus it gives me a cool destination. I mean, plus I get to ride by Shiprock, which is always fantastic. So that's where this ride comes from. After that, later in the summer, I'm going to do another iron butt. And then maybe even if I'm feeling really courageous, I'll try a bun burner, which is the 1,500-mile ride. And then I'm also planning to ride the motorcycle up to Seattle when we move. So lots of big rides. And I'm going to pause there and look at the chat. See, we got cheers. Okay, Edgar's still there. Yeah, I teach geology, climate science, that kind of stuff. Watching my lunch break from Indiana. Cool, Indiana. Yeah, I used to live in Ohio, so I was right there for a while. Would be fun if you could loosely frame around events compatible with your channel. Overland Expos. Oh yeah, that's an interesting idea. Yeah, we do have the Overland Expo that comes through Flagstaff every year. I went to it one time. Really excited to see it. And it was like 98% like overland monster truck things. There was very little motorcycles there. And it was very commercialized. Like as soon as you walk in, they're trying to sell you stuff. And I didn't like the vibe there at all. So I haven't been back. Oh, the book. I'm so glad you asked about that. It's going well, actually. So for a while, I was really stumped. I was hoping someone would ask about that, the Barkley book. So yeah. For a long time, I was stuck at like 70 pages and I didn't know how I wanted to write it or what the narrative was going to be or kind of what the story was going to be. I mean, I know the story, but like, how was I going to frame it? And I finally sorted that out. And now I'm at about 135, 140 pages and I've got the whole book outlined now. So I'm in a much better position. And with sabbatical coming up, I'll have a lot more time to really get it wrapped up. So I'm excited about that. I'm really excited to tell that story. It's quite a story. So cool. I'm glad somebody asked about that. North Cascades. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I'd read a sequel. Oh yeah. So yeah, I know I wrote Treks to Nowhere about all those goofy places. And I have all these new goofy places. If you ever listen to the podcast, you'll know that are like newer. And I thought about like, do I put some of those in a new chapter or do I sort of incorporate that into the story of Bark? I don't know. But yeah, maybe I'll write another one of those at some point after I get enough cool new treks. Oh, swayed you to keep your 2020 Hemi. Yeah. Yeah, I know I got a lot of flack from people for selling my Himalayan. I did. A lot of people were like, how could you? And I miss it. I do. I miss it. But, you know, I have my rule of sort of two motorcycles in the garage. And I think that has done me really well. Plus, I just don't have room for another motorcycle. Although I will say, when I do this ride around the States, I don't know what I'm going to take. That's a very valid question. And it's probably going to have to be like, I buy something, ride it, and then sell it. Because I just don't think I want to do it on the Ibex without cruise control and a little bit bigger of an engine. So that's part of the reason I was test riding some of those larger bikes, just to kind of see if I could handle it. So I think whether it's through Facebook Marketplace, finding a used BMW or used some sort of like touring focus bike, or buying something new and then just selling it, I don't know. But the whole ride is going to probably be about 10,000 miles. So it's going to be a lot of miles. But I'm glad you kept your Hemi. Yeah, I do miss my Hemi. She was awesome. How long did you own, and how did the Unicorn treat you for that period of time? Problems. Yeah. I just put a video out about this, Stefan. I've had the bike for a year-ish, and so far it's been fantastic. No problems. Nothing rattling, nothing doing anything weird on it. I just haven't noticed anything changing, which means so far I think it's doing great. You might notice I have the taller seat on it right now. That's because of this 500-mile ride this weekend. I want to have the more cushy seat. So that's why I put that on. I just did a full maintenance on it to prep it, because I'm planning to leave at like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning. Which reminds me, if you want to track, I will have my inReach going at, I don't know, can I put it in the chat? Yeah, I think I can. share.garmin.com/on2feet. Yeah, so that'll be the link to follow if you're interested. I'll probably start at like 3 or 4 in the morning. But yeah, Stefan, no problems with the bike. I've been really happy with it. I have no idea how long how it's going to do long term, but yeah, no complaints right now that I can think of. I'm thinking. I mean, I did talk about a couple of little things like the tire size is a little annoying, but nothing major with the bike. Anything for runs? Oh, somebody asked me about the runs. Yes. So running, this is the first time in a very long time where I'm actually taking a break. Normally I take the month of December off, and this year I ran straight through because I wanted to hit a certain amount of mileage last year. And then immediately at the new year, I was training for Black Canyon and I ran that. And so I was really burned out. I was starting to have back pain. I mean, I'm getting older. I've got some arthritis in my back. So I was like, so I had to take a break. And so for about a month now, I haven't done any running, and it's been fantastic. But with that said, I do want to start picking it back up, and I have a 100-miler planned for September. I got into this race called the Bear 100, which is in Utah. So I am supposed to run that, but it's also right at the time that we're going to be moving. So there's a chance that I may pull out of that and do something else. But that's the only race I currently have on my calendar, actually. And oh, sorry, that's not true. Back east. Yes, I do have a race in November back east. Every November, I go back and run a Virginia race with all of my Barkley friends. So I will be running that. It's called the Mountain Masochist, and it's out of sort of the Lynchburg area. So I will be running that. That's a 50-miler. I do that every year. Three Fingers South would be an awesome hike. I don't know where that is. I'll look it up though. Yes, I love goofy geographic places too. Obviously, yes, this is my jam. Haven't heard any more in your videos about the app hiccup on the Ibex. Yeah, I check it like twice a week for updates, and I've never gotten an update. Something I have noticed is I have not gotten an app update like from the App Store for the program for RideSync since I installed it a year ago. It's like they haven't put out any new releases. And part of that, I think, is because there's this weird thing going on with China right now, and like they're not supporting it, and like DJI drones are banned, and there's all this crazy stuff going on with China. So I don't know if they just stopped developing new patches for the RideSync app, but it's got me a little concerned, and I haven't gotten a single update since that one update. And the only thing that update did supposedly was fix people's odometers resetting, which mine never did. And also it screwed up the output a little bit. And so now my numbers kind of get cut off, which kind of annoys me. But nothing else since that update. So I can't say anything. We haven't had any updates. Yeah, BMW, exactly. I looked at a couple used like 850 GSs on Facebook Marketplace just to see how much they would go for. And I know they're kind of like, I mean, it's like the gold standard for tours, but for adventure touring. But I'd be open to anything. I even asked CFMoto if they'd sponsor me on an 800, and they never responded. So not that I expected them to, but thank you for the answer and advice. I see the rally seat. Yeah, I can still sit pretty well on it. I'm not far off the ground. I can't flat foot, but I feel pretty good on it, and it's really cushy, and the windshield is tall enough where I can still block all the buffeting. So I decided I've never taken it on a long ride with the extra cushy seat. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to test it this weekend. So yeah, I'm excited. Miss Your Old Music. Oh, Proby that is a name going back to like my Appalachian Trail days. I remember you, man. You used to post my videos like 20 years ago. Fantastic. I haven't recorded a new track in many, many years. Yeah, those were the days. For those of you who have no idea, I used to record like acoustic songs and I played in a band, did all that fun stuff when I was in college, and came out with a CD and stuff. Yeah, so I do have a cruise control on the bike. It's one of those, yeah, it's one of those little, I can take it off and show you. It's this guy. Yeah, it's just one of these little Amazon jobbies. It works really well. For the most part, eventually it slowly starts to degrade a little bit. So you kind of have to retweak it every once in a while, but it's not bad for a $25 part that you can get on Amazon. So I do have that. Wow, 11 people. This is so cool, man. I don't know what to say other than thank you. This is fantastic. So man, people asking about my music. That is so cool. Such a blast from the past. If I get back to Flagstaff this year, just sign. Oh man, I absolutely would. I appreciate that, man. I'm humbled to see that. Yeah, I mean, if you want to ask questions about the book, I'm happy to talk about some of the weird places I've been, but I know most of you watch for the motorcycle stuff. Yeah. So those are kind of all my announcements. Happy to stick on for a while. I don't teach on Fridays, so this is kind of like my day to stay at home and sneak away. I'm still curious if any of those 11 are my students. Any of you out there? Are you watching? Go back to your project proposal. Anyway, oh yeah, man. Please I think you can use that. I have a Gmail set up that's like on 2 feet at Gmail or something. I think it's on 2 feet AZ. It's in the YouTube description of my channel, and you can always email that. I get that all the time. Usually it's like random companies that want to like have me do sponsored ads on my channel. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Yes, thank you about the sabbatical. I'm really excited. We were very worried we weren't going to get it because of all the budget issues right now. Any more paddling adventures? Oh, wow. That's a good one. I assume you're referring to my little trek up to that island in Canada. I mean, I do have the kayak in the garage, and we don't have much water here other than Lake Mary, which is kind of like eh. But as far as paddling, I did get a few ideas for a couple of pack raft adventures. That company still exists where you can rent pack rafts for pretty cheap. And I was going to rent one to do the geographic center, because I thought I had to boat across the Verde River, but I ended up finding a different way. But I've thought about it. There's a few places that I think would be cool. One of the places, this is getting way off topic. So for you guys that are here for the motorcycle content, I apologize. But the one place that I thought about, it would be fun to pack raft. This is very obscure. There's a lake in North Dakota, and I have no idea what it's called, but supposedly it is like in the center of this lake is like one of the geographic centers of North America. And I was like, I want to go take a pack raft and boat out to that spot on the lake. But that's the only thing that I've come up with so far. When I was in college, I wanted to kayak the length of the Mississippi, but that never came to fruition. So, yeah, I don't have anything solid planned. Riding down Baja. Oh yeah. Good one, man. So yes, riding down Baja. There's a woman in town here that I've done some rides with years ago. I haven't talked to her recently, but there's some videos I posted like 2022 where we were riding together. And she and her partner went down to Baja. He rides a an Africa Twin, and she was riding a Himalayan, and they had a blast. And I got really inspired by that when she came back and told me all about it. And I was like, man, I want to do that sometime. But so that is something that I've been thinking about, not super seriously, but I think that would be a really fun trip. Right now, the only thing I can think of is this riding around the country. And I've got all these places along the way that I want to do. And excuse me, I have family back east. And so I'm going to strategically visit as I make that loop around. And I'm really excited about it. I see something about a tri-state point. You can hit the New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania tri-state point in the Delaware River about 30 miles. Yes, I have been there. That's the one that's like out on that little like island, right? There's like a little concrete square. Let me see, New Jersey. Yes, I have been there because I used to drive to New Jersey all the time and go to High Point State Park. And yep, that was pretty close to where I went to grad school. So yes, I've been to that one. Hey, John, I'm running Barkley Fall Classic. Sweet. The Fall Classic, man, that is an ass kicker. I'm not going to lie. I went into that with a little bit of hubris and I was like, I'll be fine. It's the Fall Classic. And it kicked my ass. It is a nasty race and they don't cut any of the briars. So you just get shredded in that race. And every year he makes it harder. So yeah, have fun and get in some good training. It is guaranteed to be an ass kicker. I promise you that. And probably hot too. Okay. Well, that's, oh, what height am I? I am 175. Well, at least I was. As I get older and I get arthritis in my back, I'm like slowly shrinking. So my inseam is still the same, but I feel like my torso is shrinking because I'm like hunching over. So last time I measured myself, I was 5'9". But I have a longer inseam for my height. It's weird. I just kind of have like long legs for my height. So my inseam is actually pretty close to 32. It's like 31 and a half, 32. But last time I went to the doctor, they said I was 5'8". So I guess I'm shrinking. I don't know, or I was just really hunched over when they measured me, but somewhere about 175. What is that? 175 centimeters is 68.9. Yeah. 69 inches is what I thought is what I was always measured at. So 175. So you're pretty close to me at 173. Probably closer than before because like I said, I'm shrinking. Oh yeah. I'm looking at your comment, Kurt Lutz. Yeah, I could really get off on a tangent on this. So I mean, if you've read the book, you know, I'm just like, I just get really hyper focused on that sort of stuff. I mean, I guess there's a little bit of like OCD in there, maybe a little like ADD or something. But when I get like something fascinates me, I love it. I mean, like I'm telling you, I'm going to do this ride around the country. And what you can't see is on my screen, I have a browser open with literally like 12 tabs, and each tab is like day 1, day 2, and I'm already planning like the route. So I get really involved in that. And I've always kind of been that way. Like when I did my Appalachian Trail through hike, I like planned like all the shelters I wanted to stop at. Eventually that fell apart and I kind of just winged it. But I do like the planning. It really gets me kind of giddy. And, you know, I have training as an engineer from way back. And so I think that's like that engineering brain. I still get a little excited about all like the number crunching and geeking out. So yeah, I do put in a fair amount of planning and prep, but I do still like to have a few things that are kind of like just off the cuff to make it exciting. Like what's going to happen? I don't know. And so I think it's a little mixed, but I'm definitely a planner. Okay, let's see. Any general on the trek stuff? How many high points do you have left? Oh yeah. Good question about sneaking high points into rats. So some of the routes that I was planning has me like literally going by tri-state points, doing some of the because you know down in like the southeast and then in the east, a lot of the high points you can just drive right up to. So I was like, oh, I'm right there. I might as well re-hit Louisiana. I might as well re-hit Alabama. So I'm definitely going to hit some of those, but I'm not necessarily like strategically planning like I have to hit Georgia and I'm going to take a detour for it. As far as how many I have left, officially I have 7. Of those 7, like 5 are really hard. So obviously I have Alaska, I have Denali left. And then I basically have all like the high mountain states. So I have Washington, Oregon, and I'm so mad because I almost did Oregon when I was on the PCT and I didn't. And I have Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah. And so Utah is the one I'm going to try to do this summer. And Idaho Bora Peak is pretty manageable. It's just kind of like a 4-mile trail up and down with like only one section that's a little like tougher. But Wyoming and Montana are really tough. And Washington is Rainier. You have to like basically do mountaineering and it's like a whole big ordeal as is Alaska. So I want to get to the 45 and then we'll see what happens from there. I don't know if I'll actually do all 50 or all 48 even. On the ride you took on your Hemi around Sedona. I'm not sure which ride you're talking about. Ride around Sedona. I've done quite a few rides around Sedona. You'll have to be more specific. I don't know which one you're talking about. So yeah, let me know. When I did Maryland PA High Points, a guy was cruising up on a bike. Yeah. Yep. Super technical. Yeah. Yeah. So I've got a lot of really tough ones. And I have to go back now and hike this 14er in Colorado. It's okay. I'm excited about it. I love hiking 14ers, but it's just kind of like funny that literally 2 months after my 14-year saga ended, I found out that I still have a 14er to climb. It's just like, oh, man. So anyway, cool. Well, that's all the chats. If there's other things that people want to ask me, I'll stick around for maybe another 30 minutes or so. I can stick around till 1. Oh, you must be talking about, are you talking about the Flagona? Is that what you're talking about? The one I did on the Trail 125? No, you said it was on the Himalayan. Oh, hey, thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. I'll try to do this more regularly maybe. And it looks like we got 12 people on, which is way more than I was expecting. So again, I appreciate all you guys. You're fantastic. I just do this as a hobby because I think it's fun to share my adventures and share my silliness. And the fact that other people get a kick out of it is just like, it's fantastic to me. And I'm sorry about the ads. I try to occasionally like make videos like no ads, you know, but if in case, for those of you that always ask, like, how much money do you make on YouTube? Believe me, man, it's not much. It's just enough to pay for my gas. That's basically why I do it. So not much. It ends up coming out to be like $2 a day or something like that. It's really not much. Almost so little that I don't have to file taxes on it. That's not true. You file taxes on all your income. Northern Tucson. Yeah, I do come down there sometimes. I've got some friends that work at U of A. So, yep, we're down there once in a while. Oh man, I appreciate that. Yeah, so if you were asking about the Flagona, I ranked that in a recent video as my like #1 most memorable ride because it was just so bonkers. I've thought about maybe trying to do it on the CRF, but I don't know, man. Some of those hills were so steep. I just feel like I would wipe out. But I've thought about it. It is a bonkers ride. Oh, well, thanks, man. It's night. Yeah. I tried to set this up to spread out the time zones. Of course, we're on our own weird time zone here. Oh, wow. This is really cool. I'm looking at all the messages. Fantastic. So cool. Any other, I feel like I'm in class. Any other questions, guys? It's all good. I'm looking at the bike. What can I tell you? I can maybe just fill you in one last little bit about the weekend. So the plan is Sunday morning, 4 in the morning or so, somewhere around there, 3 to 4. It's been really cold here in Flagstaff in the last week. We had a huge warm spell and now it's really cold. And so it's like below freezing. So don't have the heated grips on yet, and I don't really want to like freeze to death on the bike. So I'm probably going to leave. I'm probably like 4 or 5, and head up north towards Page, onto Navajo Nation, and over the long ride over to Four Corners, basically through Cayenne and T. Snallsbos, which is the name of the little like native town up there, and then hit Shiprock, and then turn around and go up and over that ridge. It's really pretty. I think it's called Buffalo Ridge. I've done it on many of my rides to Colorado. It's beautiful. And then cut through central Navajo Nation, sort of the desolate part of Navajo Nation, on the ride back. And it's 510 miles. So, and I'm going to try to get the drone up to get that exact same photo of that same place, Rock Ridge. I really want to get this photo exactly. I just think it's a cool spot. And see if that's my goal. See if I can get that exact same photo. Romania. Wow. So for Romania, if you're still on, I don't know if you logged off, but fun fact, my surname is Hungarian, but if you trace it back to my ancestors, they lived in a place that is now part of Romania. It used to be part of Hungary, but now it's part of Romania. Cluj-Napoca or something like that. You probably know what it is. Kolozsvár, I think is what it was called when it was Hungarian. So yeah, fun fact. Interstate. What interstate? What do you ask me about the interstate? What cheers from Tucson? Interstate for the ride. Yes. No, it is secondary highways. So it's 89, Route 89, so state highways. But I mean, I'll still probably be going 75. Yeah, so it's not, there'll be no interstate except for maybe a tiny little bit I-40 in the morning, like the first 10 miles. And then the rest is all secondary highways. So yeah, take a spare fuel caddy. Yes, I will definitely take at least one of my small little like jerry cans, just in case, because some of those gas stations way up on the res are not always open or not always reliable. So that's a good point. Thank you for that. It's the one thing I still have to prep. But yeah, the chain's all cleaned. She's all cleaned up. I got I'm going to test out the new tank bag too. I'm excited about that. Yeah, I did not get the heated grips in yet. So I got to wait for those. And otherwise, nothing new on the bike. It's all the same. And yeah, trying to decide about the tires. I've been having a real debate in my head about what tires to put on this bike next. Obviously I've got the two tracks up there, but I'm also thinking about putting something on that's maybe more 50-50 and not quite so aggressive. Maybe like a Trail Max Mission or something. I don't know. We'll see. What is my second bike? Oh, yeah. So I have a CRF. CRF 300L, CRF 300LS, sorry, not Rally. That is my second bike. So those are the two bikes I have right now. And then of course, bicycles over there. I ride a Specialized bike. So those are the two motorcycles I have. As far as the question that I'm seeing from Adam, yeah, I'm set on keeping the Ibex right now, especially with all the things happening in my life right now. I don't want to deal with buying a new bike right now, because we're really trying to sort of like be frugal at the moment with this move to Seattle, this temporary move to Seattle, and we're trying not to spend any money. So we're just trying to like be really good about like saving, because if we can only rent our house for 6 months, then we have, we're gonna be kind of digging into our savings. So for now, I'm set on the Ibex. But as I said earlier in the video, when I'm doing this large ride that I have planned, this Rats 48 is what I'm calling it, I'm going to have to take something bigger, I suspect. And I don't know what that's going to be. I have plenty of time to sort it out. Interestingly, that tiny little dealership in central Arizona where I bought my Ibex, they have that 800 I test drove. They keep reducing the price on it because they're trying to get rid of it. And I keep looking going, man, it's like really getting cheap. And then CFMoto is also doing this $1,000 off any model, and like to the point where like you can get, if any of you want this 800, you should get it, because it's like, it's now listing at like 9,400, and then with another 1,000 off. So it's like, it's pretty cheap for an Ibex 800. Anyway, oh man, that sucks, man. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, sold it 3 months ago, regretting it. Oh man. You can find them now. If you change your mind and want to get another one, they're definitely now to the point where you can find them. In fact, this same dealership in Cottonwood where I got mine, they also have an Ibex 450 up that they haven't been able to sell. No, I think it's just because nobody knows about this dealership. They're just really small. Nobody finds them, and so they have all these great bikes that nobody buys. It's actually pretty sad, because they're awesome. Oh yeah, the Pan America. It's funny you say that. I was just watching this whole video series of this woman who rode around the country on a Pan America, and I was like, interesting. It's a pretty big bike, but it looked really comfy. I would never want to ride that like off road, but it could be a good bike for touring. You know what dealership that is? Yeah, it's D&K, man. They're awesome. They're fantastic. Like I said, I think they have like all these great bikes right now that nobody's buying, and they keep dropping. Oh yes, there's Cluj-Napoca. Yep. Wow. That's where my family is originally from. At least my paternal grandfather's side. Yes. Oh, that's a good point about the Harley. Yeah. 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 The Ibex is a little bit different in that regard. CFMoto dealers are certainly not quite as frequent. Yeah. Let's see. Did they offer you a decent trade? Oh, are you asking me that? Or are you asking, when I got my Ibex, are you asking about the trade-in, or are you, I'm not sure if that was directed at me. I never traded in a bike at a dealership. Now that I think about it, I've only ever sold them privately. Like when I sold the Trail 125, and that sold in like 4 hours. I put it on Facebook Marketplace, and I had like 6 responses within an hour. It was wild. And then I sold the Himalayan to a former student of mine, actually, that she still rides it around town. I see her on it all the time, and I'm just like, hey, how's the old girl doing? You know, it's really, really warms my heart to see my old bike still putting around town. So, all right, pause, hydration break. Oh man, I'm looking up at my cabinet here and seeing the Saddlesore certificate, and it's got me excited. I can't remember the last time I was this excited about a project. Probably the Pacific Crest Trail, where I'm like, I know I'm going to do this. I know it's going to happen. There's no doubt I'm going to make it happen. I just don't know exactly when yet, but it is definitely going to happen. I'm going to do this full cross-country ride tour, and that's one of the nice things about being a faculty member is I don't want to say I get the summers off, because I technically don't. I'm supposed to be doing my own research over the summers, but technically I'm off contract over the summer. So I get that freedom to play a little bit more in the summer if I want to take 2 weeks to go do something, or maybe even a month. But sabbatical means that I actually will have time. And the sabbatical goes from basically like a month from now, like right at the end of the semester, all the way through next August is basically like, I can sort of do what I want. So I'm pretty excited about that. Sweet, man. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I guess with that said, Steven, you know, I know it's weird, like YouTube, it's like, I don't know this guy. But seriously, like I love riding with people. Like years ago, I did that NASMAT ride. I just kind of made it up. I was like, I want to do this ride. I call it NASMAT. And some person who saw my content from Phoenix, this guy named Ben, came up and he was like, I want to ride them all with you. And he ended up being super awesome. And we still talk all the time. We ended up doing a full, I don't remember what it was called, Crooked Raven Rally. It was like this scavenger waypoint thing where we had to go like tag GPS points all around Arizona. That ended up being one of the craziest rides I've ever been on. And we did that together all because we had met, or he had seen my videos. And I was like, that's not weird to me, man. This is cool. We're just buddies riding. So if anybody ever comes through town, let me know. I will say though, like, again, I may not be here starting in like September. So if anybody's coming through Seattle, maybe you could show me around if you know the area. Thinking about transforming my Ducati Hyperstrada into an ADV bike and tour all summer just for interesting content. Yeah, I don't really know much about Ducatis. I don't know much about a lot of motorcycles, to be honest with you. I kind of keep to my own little thing, and I've never been like a super well-versed, you know, I don't, there's so much going on in the motorcycle world. I just kind of keep to my little corner and enjoy my little ADV type stuff. And so I do keep track of some of the new stuff that's coming out though. When I watch all the videos that I'm sure you guys all watch whenever there's like a new video, a new review on, who's the guy from California? Rock Moto or whatever. I watch his videos, and I watch the guy from Oregon, the guy with the beard, the video game guy that starts with his Nintendo music. I can't remember his name. So I watch his videos too. Dork, the dorky guy, Dork in the Road. That's the guy. I watch his videos. So yeah, I try to keep up on what's going on in the motorcycle world to some extent, but there's so much going on. I've got a full-time job. That's the thing, you know, I don't do this as a job. I just do this for fun. And I like it that way. Anytime in my life that I've had something that was fun, that I turned into like a regular source of income or like an actual job, I've lost all interest in it, and it's become something that I don't want to do anymore. So I don't want that to happen with this stuff. I've been doing this for 20 years on this channel. So I started this channel in 2006. So yeah, we're 20 years this year. And I don't want it to be something that I resent. Yeah, Dork in the Road. Yep, Ben. That's right, Ben. Yeah, he's got some good stuff. I like that dude. He's really cool. Oh, I just imagine having to like constantly review bikes, and that would just be so not fun to me. Do you know what they do at those tiny bases off of the Antarctic Peninsula? Oh man, I'm getting a question about Antarctica. Fantastic. There's a lot of stations in Antarctica. So, you know, as you know, well, I've spent most of my time in Antarctica in remote field camps. This place called Waste Divide, West Antarctic Ice Sheet Divide. And then I spent a season at South Pole, and I spent a season at McMurdo. And then I actually spent a season on a ship off the coast of Antarctica, but I've never been to the peninsula. So I've never been to Palmer. I've never been to any of those other international stations. I've actually never been to any international station from another country except for New Zealand. I've been to Scott Base. I would suspect most of the research going on in Antarctica is probably biology. It's probably seals and penguins and that kind of stuff. Or marine type stuff, like looking at the life, looking at whatever under the ice, like whatever's alive under the ice in the water, in the cold waters of Antarctic. And then there's the rest of us that go down for geophysics and glaciology and to study the ice itself. I guess there's a lot of astronomers too that go down to use the telescopes, but I don't know. I don't know what they do at a lot of those international stations. Probably a lot of the same stuff, a lot of the same type of research. That would be my guess. But yeah, I miss it. I haven't been down in many years now. So, oh, PhD level biologist wanting to study there. I get this question a lot. A lot of people find out that I've been to Antarctica, and they're like, how can I go? And there's generally two ways. You either go as part of a research team, like as a student or faculty or researcher of some kind, or you go as a support staff. So you go down and you're working at the station in some capacity, whether it's cargo or cooking the food or a doctor or a technician of some kind or something. Like there's just hundreds of jobs down there that support the scientists. If you go down through the research world, you kind of have to go down with a grant like already set up to do Antarctic research. And so when I came in as a grad student, I started working with a researcher at Penn State who does ice stuff. And my first year as a grad student, he's like, my grant has a student slated to go down and work on this ice core project. And so that's actually how I got down. And then every year that project kept going because we were drilling an ice core, and I just kept going down. And then eventually I finished my degree program, and then I went down as an actual like postdoc researcher. And then I went down once again as just a faculty member. The flat Earth, I always love that. People say there's a wall around Antarctica. I'm like, oh no, I've been there. There's no wall. Yeah, well, it's cool. I mean, I got every question imaginable on this. I've got questions about Antarctica, about the book, about the music. Geez, that's going way back. Anybody want to ask about my through hikes? It's about the only thing I can think of. I mean, you got to ask questions about running. That was cool too. I'm still curious if any of you guys are my students secretly watching. It's okay. I hope you're watching. This is what I do in my spare time when I'm not teaching you. Anyway, I think we've covered just about everything. I don't want to just keep you guys and bore you. But we are coming up on an hour anyway, so that's good. Maybe I'll stick around for a couple more minutes, but that's the big of it. So if you're just jumping in and you missed the beginning, you can go back and watch. But the TLDR is that I got a sabbatical for a year. I'm going to be temporarily moving to Seattle, exploring all sorts of fun places in the Pacific Northwest. In the short term, I've got a pretty busy summer. I'm going to be bouncing around, dealing with some family stuff, but also just bouncing around in general. I'm going to be spending a couple weeks working in the ice core lab this summer, but I am going to take a week-long trip kind of around Utah and Nevada on the Ibex. So those are sort of in the more short term. And then over the course of the next year, I'm going to be deeply invested in planning for what I'm calling the RATS, the Ride Around the States 48. I guess RAT 48 is better, Ride Around the 48. And I'm going to do a full-on United States, lower contiguous US tour. And I don't know if I'm actually going to set foot in every single state, like do it sort of iron butt style where I get a receipt in every state, or if I'm just going to sort of do a big loop in general and focus more just on kind of like taking my time or something in between. But I am going to do a full true tour, which means a lot of pavement, probably a different bike of some kind that I buy and resell, or I buy used or something. But I don't think I'm going to get rid of the Ibex. So if you're thinking like my rule of two, you know, if I buy a new bike, I got to get rid of one. If I do this and I know I'm buying a bike to do the tour, and then as soon as I'm done, I'm going to sell it, I'll probably just temporarily have 3 bikes. That's a slippery slope. And then maybe I'll have 4 bikes and then 5 bikes. And oh no, I'm going to behave. What's through pipes behind you go to? Oh, that's my hot water heater. Yes, I'm in the garage. Our hot water heater is in the garage. I don't know why, just how it was made. Thank you, Edgar. Yeah, we can touch base sometime. That would be great. Yeah. If anybody's coming through Flagstaff between now and September, shoot me an email. Happy to show you some of the cool roads and trails. I can tell you that all the forest roads now are open, which is crazy that it's been so early. We have had almost no snow this year. It's really scary. We're probably going to have a crazy ton of fires this summer. Everybody's really nervous about it in town. Huge water issues. The Colorado River is Glen Canyon Dam and Lake Powell is going to be record lows. It's just, it's going to be bad. It's going to be a really bad summer. Really, really bad. And not just here. Colorado is really bad. California is going to be really bad. Really bad. But yeah, if I'll be around, on and off this summer if anybody wants to come through and go for a ride. As you've seen, I've found all sorts of good places around here to ride. Anyway, well, I don't know what else to say. I'm kind of running out of ideas. Oh, look at that. I'm wearing my Scott base. I didn't even notice that. I'm wearing my Antarctic hoodie today, my New Zealand base hoodie. Well, thanks for all the questions. I appreciate it. And thanks for asking about the book. That's cool. I'm glad somebody is interested in the Barkley book. It's coming along, almost 140 pages. And I've got all the chapters now outlined. I just need to get to writing. And I can tell you that not a single word was written with AI. It is all me. I do not use AI to write any of my stuff. I might use grammar checkers, but I do not use AI. So, oh, wow, Denmark. Cool, man. Appreciate all the Danish collaboration for Greenland. We do a lot of research there, and I'm really sorry about the United States. I'm really sorry. I apologize for the whole Greenland fiasco. I wholeheartedly disagree with all of that. It really makes me mad. What's the book about? Yeah. So I have one book out already. It's kind of an obscure book. It's about my weird fascination with going to strange and goofy places. It's called Treks to Nowhere. The new book that I'm writing is a book about my experience at the Barkley Marathon. So this is actually, I'm wearing the hat today. It's a really bizarre race that goes on in Tennessee every year. And if you want to know more about it, there's a ton of documentaries out there. But if you watch the documentary, came out in 2015, it's called The Race That Eats Its Young. That's the documentary that was recorded the year that I ran it. So I'm actually in it. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you haven't seen it, go watch it. I think it's free now. You can just watch it on YouTube. And so I'm going to write about my experience. It starts with the experience at Barkley, but it sort of turns into this much bigger story about what motivates me, and sort of the ups and downs that I've had since the Barkley. So it's a little bit of I guess it's kind of like a memoir sort of. Oh, God, I hate that. I said that, but it's more just kind of about, I don't know, the weird journey I've been on since then. So that's what it's going to be about. And it's coming along. I really have chugged out quite a few pages in the last like 3 months. So I promise this isn't like a George R.R. Martin type thing. Like, oh, the next book's coming any minute, 7 years later. I mean, it's really going to come soon. Do you have any exciting researches? I'm guessing you're asking about research projects. The short of that, I guess what I can tell you as far as what I have coming down the line research-wise is what I'm going to be working on in Seattle with my colleagues is some new research on a specific ice core from a place called Allen Hills. It's in Antarctica. It's a really strange place that's got really, really old ice, some of the oldest ice on the planet. So that's kind of in the short term. In the long term, there is a project that was just funded several years ago, actually, that was supposed to have already started, but every year it keeps getting delayed because of all the funding problems. That is going to be a deep ice core, and that's more like what I've done in the past. And that is a place called Hercules Dome. So if you look up, I think the website is herculesdome.org. That is the project that I'm hoping to work on in the next couple of years once the drilling actually starts. Really excited about that one. That one might actually get me back to Antarctica. That one might get me back into the field if I'm still young enough to do it. I'm almost 50, man. It's like, I don't know if I can handle 4 months in the brutal cold. Man, such a fun thing. All right, 12:57. I'm going to stick on for 2 more minutes, and then I think I'll sign off. So if there's any last-minute questions, I'm just going to put this in the chat again, share.garmin.com/on2feet. That'll be my Garmin tracker. I just realized I don't know where I put it, but I'll carry that on Sunday and have that pinging at like 10-minute intervals. And assuming that goes well and the Ibex does okay, I'm very soon afterward, within the next couple months, I'm going to be doing another iron butt. And I've got a pretty cool route laid out that's going to go up into Colorado and way around a big loop through Colorado. So I decided I don't want to go down into southern Arizona in May because it's just too damn hot. I did have one that had me going down through Yuma and like way out. Like, it was pretty cool, but it'd probably be miserably hot. So that'll be probably coming down the line if everything goes well. It'll be a good test of the bike long term too, big miles. So yeah, we're gonna be putting a lot of miles on the Ibex in the next 6 months. A lot of miles. Probably have it up to 10,000 by the end of the year. That's my guess. And then as far as the CRF, I don't know what I'm going to do on the CRF in the short term. I feel bad because it's kind of sitting here and I should be out like ripping up some trails on it. But I don't know. I'm kind of going phases. I've been riding the Ibex for a while. Probably at some point I'll go back to the CRF and do some cool off-roady type stuff. Maybe I'll go and do that flag on a route again and just make a fool of myself. But there is one thing. I guess I'll leave you all with this. This is how I'll sign off today, is that there is one project I've been considering doing on the CRF that I think if their time allows, I would like to do this year. And that is, I want to do a full ride of the Arizona BDR. And it shouldn't take me more than, I don't know, 4 or 5 days if I just do big days. And I've already done like 60% of it in segments, but I'd like to do the whole thing starting from the Mexican border and going up to the Utah border. So that would be the one thing I would do on the CRF that I think would be really fun. The problem is I got to trailer it down to the Mexican border because it's too small to ride all that interstate. It would just be a pain. So checked. Yeah. Okay, well, cool. I think I'm going to sign off. It's 1 o'clock. My time. Thank you all, especially if you checked in from like Europe. That's incredible. I can't believe it's probably like 2 in the morning or something there, or at least 9 in the evening. So thank you. Thanks for all the scintillating questions. And just, I was so glad that people asked me about stuff other than motorcycling. That was really cool. And I think I'll try to do this more often, but I wanted to do this because I was thinking ahead to this ride around the country. And I'm definitely going to have some live streams associated with that. And that's where I was like, maybe I should just do a live stream to test it out. So yeah. All right, guys, take care. Thanks. 14 of you now. Geez, awesome. Take care, everyone. I'll see you soon. But otherwise, I'm going to be out this weekend riding to Rock Ridge and Shiprock in northwestern New Mexico and tracking. So just check on the tracker. And I'll make sure to record some footage on that too. So until next time, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. I genuinely do. So, all right, I'm going to see how to stop this now. Oh, here we go. End stream. All right, ending stream.